This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hi everyone, welcome. This is The Sound of Gold, and this is my very first episode. I'm so excited to be here, and I look forward to the days ahead and the time that we get to share. My show is focused on music. It is focused on musicians, music studios, music schools, music teachers, and music venues. So a lot of times, every time we have an interview, we're going to focus on a different band or a different teacher, a different venue, and we'll all get to learn from each other. We'll all get to help promote each other. And there is so much talent out there. I want to help spread the word and share your talent. I am here in my home studio. I am here with my piano. I do play, and I'll get to play for you here and there as well. The opening song is something I composed several years ago called In the Moment. And we are always in the moment. And so here today, I am excited to present to you our first episode. And our focus is going to be on the group called Soundstorm. And it is a duo group. Dave Nudick and Steve Smith are two talented musicians who share their talent with playing at different venues. And I'm so excited to learn more about them and to share their journey and what they do with you. So let's welcome Dave Nudick and Steve Smith. We're going to have some conversations, and we're going to get to learn what they do and how they share their talent.
Hey there.
Well, thank you, Lisa. We're glad to be here.
Yes, we are, Lisa.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for being here.
Hello. How are you? Can you hear me? Steve, can you hear
Can you
me?
hear us?
Lisa?
I hear you.
I can hear you.
We're working out the glitches on the technology, but I see you and I hear you both. Welcome.
Okay, great.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you both for being here. There's so much to learn from you both, and I know you both personally. Dave, you're such a dear friend. And I get to talk about your amazing voice. And Dave, your amazing journey. And there's so much to learn from the both of you. What can we, geez, there's so much. Dave, what inspired you? What began for you as an inspiration?
For me, it was
when it comes to music. What was your first inspiration growing up?
So there was always music in our house when I was growing up. So it was in the house, it was in the car. My dad played trumpet. Obviously his music was Benny Goodman and the whole big band era. My sisters were listening to pop music, and my brother was George Jones, Tammy Wynette, just straight out country all the time. So I got to experience all the different venues, different genres of music without any prejudice, which was really nice because you would learn something from each of those. And I think
bear with us, stand by. We're working through some glitches. This is our first show.
You're good, Dave.
Okay, great. So one of the things that inspired me was, I would sing along to every song that had words, and nobody in my family ever said stop or don't or discouraged me. So for me, it was just that was an outlet for me. And of course, I grew up on a small town in Williamsburg, Ohio. We had a 13-acre farm, and of course, all of my brothers and sisters were much older than me, so turned out almost being like an only child. And my brother left an old Spanish guitar sitting around when he went off to the Navy, and I started plinking on it. And that was kind of the start right there. And then, of course, from age 6, 7, all the way up to where we are today, it was just a long progress of continuing to learn. So that's kind of what inspired me, just the joy that music brings to
Okay.
you. It's to me, and I think to a lot of people, music is inspirational. And I like to focus on the songs. And Steve and I, we've all talked about this, is that the songs that you feel personally are the songs that you perform your very best. Because not only are you singing music or playing music, but yourself, you are portraying what you are feeling to the folks who are out there in the audience.
That sounds wonderful. Steve, how about you? What brought you to music?
My mom was a big influence. She would always pull out her little chord organ, and we would sit there and sing Carpenters. And she also had stylistics and spinners and Al Green and stuff like that. Also playing
Sorry,
on
Dave.
the phonograph, Elvis.
We're having some.
Somebody was speaking.
Uh,
We're losing connection
technical.
somewhere.
There she is.
Yeah. There we are.
Okay, Lisa's back.
Welcome back. So, yeah, that was my major influence, was my mother.
That sounds wonderful. So what brought you guys together?
Well, I met Steve through a friend of mine who brought him up to karaoke at our local Moose Lodge. And that's the first time I met Steve, the first time I got to hear him sing and really appreciate his talent and just appreciate what a range he had and, how focused he was on performing whatever song he was doing and making sure that he hit all the notes and, just he's a perfectionist like I am. So I really came to appreciate that. I previously had a band that had 5 members in it, and at some point in time, the little local venues we played couldn't afford a 5-piece band, so we shut down that band, and I decided to go out on my own. And my wife said, "Wouldn't it be more fun to have somebody else to sing and play with you?" And so we tossed some ideas back and forth, and I thought Steve was a perfect match. We're pretty close in age. We have the same taste in music. Our voices are neck and neck, just equal for note to note as far as range that we can sing, and the songs that we know. And Steve's one of those folks that has the ability to just hear a song a couple of times and just come back and perform that song like the original artist did. And his harmony is just spot on. And I think the first time we were holding rehearsal, in my little studio that I've got, he just jumped in and threw some harmony out there, and I think that my jaw probably hit the floor. It was just amazing, and just so much fun to work with. I couldn't have picked a more ideal partner. But so karaoke is where it all started, and here we are with Soundstorm today, performing at various venues and just having a blast doing it.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, Dave is one of those.
We're still rolling live,
Dave is one
and
of.
hopefully, I'm not sure what my listeners are able to hear today. My apologies.
Well, okay. So yeah, just wanted to add that Dave and I performed a couple duets uh, every week probably. It was like, okay, just come join me on this, and he would say, come join me on this, and we just really meshed well, and it was a no-brainer when he opened the invitation. I was already with one band called Off Our Rockers, and also with Siggy and Smith, and but I jumped at the chance to work with Dave because he is a professional. He's been down that road. I've never been down this road since outside of the last 3 years. So.
And you did jump in and sing a few songs with us when we were back in my Southern Blend days as well.
Well, that's true. You would let me do that too. Yep.
So
sure.
a lot of fun. Just it was a very cool road how we got here today, and just it was meant to be as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. Totally agree. And when you sent me the band names, and Soundstorm fits so well because I saw the D and the S at the end of one word at the beginning of the other right there, and the logo just perfectly fit because there's Dave, there's Steve. Yep.
And I think Soundstorm just describes us really well because storms are unpredictable, and
right.
in our case we are unpredictable in terms of we can do 50s, we can do 60s, we can do 70s, we can do country, we can do pop, we can do Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack, we can do stylistics, and
Yep.
so depending on what crowd we're playing to or where we're playing at, we can just tune ourselves right in to that crowd.
Exactly.
Well, that sounds amazing. So what venues do y'all like to play?
Well, we play in a lot of smaller venues, but we've been doing a lot of the Moose, the VFW, a lot of clubs that support our veterans and support our first responders, because we both feel very strongly about our country and about supporting the country. I did 21 years in the Navy, so that means
Thank
a lot.
You for your service. Thank you very much for your service.
While I was in the Navy, I was also able to function as a volunteer fireman and also as a reserve police officer. So I've seen kind of a lot of what our first responders, a lot of what our military does, and I can't say enough about the organizations that support our veterans, because once you leave the military, that's
Gentlemen, my apologies. We are still working out some glitches. It's our first show. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you guys both being here, and I'm sorry the voice has been in and out. It's not your doing.
Guys, the radio actually hears you well. Lisa's not being able to hear you guys, so we're just going to
in the system. So again, I appreciate.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, we're with you.
Things will work out as soon as we can get her internet working there better. So Soundstorm, it does just fit. I mean, I'm intrigued by the whole collaboration here. So how do y'all set up things? Like, is it like big band? Do y'all have all your instruments out? How does it look? If I was to go to a VFW or Knights of Columbus or all of the venues that y'all play, how would I see you guys? Like, what would I see when I came to see you guys play?
Actually, it's a very simple setup, because we use backing tracks for instruments that we don't have. So it's me playing guitar, Steve with his vocals, me with my vocals, and then everything else, we have a program that allows us to put in whatever instruments are appropriate for that type of music. And so we can adjust those. So you're going to see the two of us on stage, and you're going to hear the sound, and you'll see my soundboard and the electronic system set up. But you're just going to basically see the two of us, me with my guitar and Steve beside me.
Very exciting. So when y'all cross over from genre, from like country and stuff, how do you dress? What am I going to see you wearing? Do y'all have different outfits to play, the different genres? Tell me about yourself.
Oh, absolutely. If we're doing Rat Pack, we dress the part. So we've got the black shirt, we've got the black pants, a white shirt, we've got the fedora, we've got the skinny tie that goes with it. And we look the part when we do Frank Sinatra. If we're doing a gig that's more towards country, then you're going to see the cowboy hats, and you're going to see the boots, and you're going to see the jeans. If we're doing, say, if we're doing a 70s gig, then we'll look more of the disco part.
Yep.
So we dress the part of whatever performing or wherever we're performing at.
It definitely sounds so fun. I can just imagine you guys. So obviously y'all are singing together as a duo.
We are.
How was it the very first time that y'all, what is the word, like harmonized, I guess it would be? But tell me about that first experience that y'all knew that this was the stage performance that was going to work.
Wasn't it Ventura Highway?
I think it was Ventura Highway.
The first time I asked you, I said, "Can you do the highs on Ventura Highway? I'll do the lead," and that was I believe that was the first one. That was 4 or 5 years ago already.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was like I said, it just clicked. He's a master professional, and he can roll with any song that you pull out pretty much. So it was quite easy, and it wasn't forced. It wasn't rehearsed. It was just here's what we're doing, and karaoke gives you the music, and I've listened to it enough to know where the notes are, and he has as well.
What's really cool is we can read each other when we're on stage, so we know where the other one is going to go. And so a lot of songs, Steve will do solo on some, I'll do the harmony with him, we'll swap that around. And then a lot of songs we'll just swap verses, so he'll do the first verse, I'll do the second verse, we'll do something together. And so we're always mixing it up, so people aren't sure exactly who's singing at that point in time, and it keeps it really interesting.
So is there a dance number that goes with any of this? Y'all have moves as well as good looks and awesome sound?
Well, we're still working on the choreography part. I'm working on my two left feet. I think Steve's probably a better dancer than I am. But yeah, we're tweaking our choreography as far as it goes.
We like to get the crowd going. I mean, it's definitely, we like to see them up and dancing, and sure, even on a slow song or something like that, I'll grab my wife and dance with her while I'm singing harmony. There's not a problem with that, and that usually brings them more to the dance floor as well.
Yeah, my guitar is wireless, so on a lot of the fast songs, I'll just go out and walk around the dance floor and walk around the audience with the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get I got Lisa here and trying to manage. Lisa, I have you on speakerphone, and let me see if I can get them to hear you. Go ahead, ask a question.
Dave, I know that you've had so much background in growing up, and Steve, what inspired you growing up? I'm not able to hear for some reason what you're saying on my end, and I don't know why. The question is, Dave, I was able to hear you with your answer, and I was not able to hear Steve with what inspired him growing up and what moved him. I other than the passion you feel, what was it that inspired you to want to move forward?
Yeah, I always thought that I would be a professional singer. My mom taught me my chops with her little chord organ, and we would always sing together. And then, the Elvis era, she was all into Elvis, so I learned Elvis songs and like stylistics and um, a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire. So we were into that, and I lost her at 17, and I pretty much had to grow up and put my music thoughts on hold. And I did that for an absolutely long, 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 long time, and completely um, put it on the back shelf for several years. And I don't know, I just finally got the courage to sing in public, and it was a very welcome atmosphere at a karaoke bar, and a lot of encouragement. And it took me from karaoke to open mic, and that's where I met my first bandmate, and I've been doing live ever since, about 2 years.
That sounds amazing, guys. We're going to go on a small break. Just pause for a moment and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you.
Look at that.
I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm so sorry for any inconvenience that it has been for the internet. Sometimes people just don't appreciate the good stuff. That's why you do it live. Absolutely do it live. And if people want to see you guys, you said that they can find y'all at the VFWs, and where else, and what city? Do you guys go on tour?
So we're local right now. So we're basically playing Hobe Sound, Stewart. We'll play Fort Pierce. We'll play Jensen Beach. We'll play West Palm Beach, Northwest Palm Beach. Did I leave anything out, Steve?
Jupiter.
And Jupiter. And
Yep.
Jupiter. Absolutely. So.
And we'll make our way around, definitely.
Well, that sounds amazing. And Is there how do y'all do y'all get paid for this? I mean, I don't want to get in your business, but it seems like y'all are being professional here and putting on a darn good show. So do you get hired by how does that work out?
Oh yeah, they pay us to perform. What can I say? They can they can reach out to us, they can book us, and we can give them pricing on whatever event or whatever venue that they have, and
Private parties or whatever.
we'll do any type of venue. The cool thing about us and our versatility is that we can take you. We're kind of a destination, I would say, because if you want to be in that old dusty barn with sawdust on the floor and doing two-stepping, we can perform that all night long. If you want to sit down and listen to the Rat Pack like you're sitting in Vegas, 40 years ago, we can do that all night long. So we kind of create the atmosphere of whatever somebody wants for that particular venue.
That sounds wonderful. Being able to be versatile. Now, what would you suggest people thinking about doing, going into music? What would you suggest them to do?
Well, Steve and I both got our start in karaoke, which is amazing because there are talent scouts that actually go out and go through karaoke venues. I've probably run into 3 or 4 of them in all the time I've been in the music industry. But it depends on if they want to do vocals, if they want to play an instrument, if they want to play an instrument and do vocals. There's some really good music schools here, especially in South Florida, that will teach them vocals. It will put them with different other musicians to play and sing. And I have a 13-year-old grandson who has a 3-piece band. They are very popular. The school that they go to, as far as training them, it's absolutely amazing. They are booked probably almost every weekend, and they draw a very large crowd. They're 13. He's a guitarist, a vocalist. They've got a bass player, and they've got a drummer. And the sound when those kids hit that stage and fire up that equipment is just amazing. So, you can pay yourself with the school. You pair yourself with the school. You can pay yourself with other musicians. My guitar skills, a lot of those came from being in the Navy because I spent 21 years in the submarine service. Well, when you're at 400 feet underneath the ocean, there's not a lot to do. So you get together with the other 4 or 5 or 10 guys that play guitar, and you find a little space and you tuck yourself away, and you learn from them, they learn from you. So you surround yourself with people who are already there and let them carry you along and learn from them.
That sounds amazing. So here's a question from the audience. You said your grandson has a band. Will
Yes.
he ever open for you guys before y'all take the stage?
I would love for him to open for us. We haven't, he's still in school, so if we're playing late night venues, that's not a deal. But if we happen to have an afternoon gig somewhere, I would absolutely love for him to open for us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it. If you would like to book Soundstorm and say you're having a mixed party with teenagers and adults, book Sandstorm and David's grandson's band, and you get the best of both worlds. You got the kids entertained and the adults entertained too. Look at that.
That'll work. And his band, by the way, is called the Fire Breathing Rubber Duckies.
Oh, so cute. That is so cute. Does he drive a Jeep by any chance?
No, he's 13, so he doesn't drive yet.
Oh,
But
wow, that's true.
when he does, there's a distinct possibility. You never know. He's
With the rubber duckies, it's a Jeep thing. People always throwing little ducks at Jeeps. So there you go. He can promote his band with having.
and they do that at
Jeep.
their show. They throw rubber duckies out during their show.
Awesome. He'll have a collection before he even starts driving.
Yes, he
Cool.
will.
Well, guys, it has been great. And I know Lisa's going to have you guys on again. Tell everybody how to reach y'all so they can book y'all.
Well, I think it's. Did you put our business card up before, Steve?
I believe it's Soundstorm 2025 on Facebook.
Yes. So you can reach it through that, reach us through Gmail, and you can also reach us. The phone number is 561-262-0598, and you'll get through to me directly.
There you go.
Oh, it's right there on the bottom of the screen. Look at that.
It is. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, but for radio listeners, y'all need to know too, 561-262-0598, and y'all can book y'all a Soundstorm. Awesome. I can't wait to see pictures of you guys. I just picture the amazing clothes, and I would love to hear you guys playing live. Again, sorry about any technical difficulties we had today, but hang tight. We're going to end the show, and we'll talk with you guys right after, okay? Thanks again for being here. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank you.